Emily Jackson, a bright and ambitious young woman, was known for her outgoing personality and strong sense of independence. She had recently moved to Portland, Oregon, to start a new chapter of her life. Emily had recently started dating Daniel Walker, a man she met while attending a local art gallery opening. Daniel was charming, but he had a troubled past that Emily wasn't fully aware of. The couple seemed happy at first, but their relationship soon became complicated. Daniel had a history of anger issues and had been in multiple violent relationships before Emily. Emily, however, believed that she could help him overcome his struggles. She often tried to comfort him during his emotional breakdowns and had been very patient with him. However, Daniel's possessive behavior began to grow, and Emily started feeling trapped in a relationship that was quickly becoming unhealthy. On February 14, 2014, Emily was planning a romantic evening with Daniel. However, her excitement quickly turned to dread as the evening unfolded. Emily's best friend Rachel had planned to meet up with her that night, but Emily had canceled at the last minute, claiming that Daniel had planned something special for them. Rachel tried to reach Emily several times throughout the evening, but Emily didn't answer her phone. At around midnight, Rachel became worried and decided to visit Emily's apartment. What she found was devastating. When Rachel arrived at Emily's apartment, she found the door slightly ajar. Inside, she was horrified to discover Emily's lifeless body lying on the floor. She had been strangled with a piece of cloth and showed signs of blunt force trauma. There was no sign of forced entry, and nothing in the apartment appeared to be stolen. Rachel immediately called the police, who arrived at the scene shortly after. Detectives found traces of blood and broken furniture, suggesting that a violent struggle had taken place. Emily had put up a fight, but ultimately, she had been overpowered by her attacker. The police quickly turned their attention to Daniel Walker. Though Emily's family and friends described him as a caring partner at first, his jealous and controlling behavior had caused tension in their relationship. Neighbors also reported hearing shouting coming from the apartment earlier that night. When Daniel was questioned, he initially claimed that he had left the apartment that evening to give Emily some space. However, his story was inconsistent, and his alibi didn't check out. The police discovered that Daniel had returned to the apartment around 10 p.m. and had entered through the back door, which had been left unlocked. The evidence against Daniel was mounting. Police found a blood-stained shirt in his car and fingerprints matching his on the murder weapon, a heavy lamp that had been used to strike Emily in the head during the attack. Faced with mounting evidence, Daniel Walker eventually confessed to the crime. He explained that the night had started off well, but things quickly escalated when Emily tried to end their relationship. Daniel became overwhelmed by jealousy and rage. He had insisted on talking it through, but Emily had already made up her mind. In a fit of rage, Daniel attacked Emily. He strangled her with a piece of cloth and then beat her with a lamp when she tried to fight back. He admitted that he had become so consumed by jealousy and possessiveness that he lost control. Daniel claimed that after killing Emily, he tried to cover his tracks by cleaning the scene and lying about his whereabouts. He said he was in denial about what had happened and did not realize the extent of his actions until it was too late. The trial of Daniel Walker was a highly publicized affair. The prosecution presented a strong case, focusing on Daniel's history of violence and the premeditated nature of the crime. They argued that Daniel's possessiveness and emotional instability had led to the murder of Emily Jackson, a woman who had simply tried to move on with her life. The defense, on the other hand, tried to portray Daniel as a man who had acted out of passion and despair, but the evidence was too overwhelming. In May 2015, Daniel Walker was convicted of second-degree murder. He was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. Daniel's uncontrollable jealousy, possessiveness, and emotional instability led him to murder Emily after she tried to end their toxic relationship. His rage and fear of abandonment caused him to lash out violently. Daniel Walker is currently serving a 25 to life sentence in a state prison. He will be eligible for parole after 25 years, though given the violent nature of his crime, it is unlikely he will ever be released.